Hello and welcome back to Rogue Trader. So, we have spoken to Cassia, we've gone through all the dialogue chains, we have got everything done, so that must mean it's time to go to a new planet, right? Not quite. Somebody has mentioned that Pascal has more dialogue after having done the electrodynamic Cenobium, which we've done. So, where's Pascal? He is this direction. I'll eventually work out which way the bridge is orientated and work our way around it, but should be over here somewhere? Or oriented, I guess I should say, instead of adding extra syllables to it. Dira. Did I go the wrong way? No, I went the right way. Oh, he's right here. He's just hiding behind this block. Hey, Pascal.
The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
I want to know the truth about you.
The request is approved. I did conceal certain information. I was a student of Archmagus Amanat, but I committed an act of betrayal after he deviated from sacred dogma.
What did Amernat do?
He fell into schism and challenged the sacred boundaries of knowledge. The blessed Amanat claimed the limits of what is permitted must be expanded, because by refusing to explore certain law, we find ourselves in contempt of the seventh universal law. Comprehension is the key to all things. My mentor put forth a thesis claiming that we have stagnated, that ritual is now nothing but a cage for souls and false worship of the Omniscient. He sought to break the cycle of mindless repetition, because he saw the inevitable demise of our faith and all humanity at the end of it.
Fascinating.
Acknowledged.
How did you betray Amernat?
The teachings of the blessed Amanat spread, and word of it reached the conclave of the Cognizance fleet. They recognized his teachings as tech heresy. Many tech priests suddenly vanished or were subjected to servo penance for minor transgressions. The students of Amanat, whose number included many enlightened and respected brothers, resisted. My prognosis showed that our most likely future was a schism and a fratricidal war that would destroy the Cognizance fleet. That was when I headed to the conclave. I confessed and handed the information about my mentor's research over to the conclave. Brazen, anathematic studies of the Forbidden Law. The conclave could use that data to summon Archmagus Amanat to stand trial and compel him to repent on pain of excommunicate traitoris. His subsequent fate is unknown to me.
So you betrayed your mentor?
This statement is true. However, I took this step out of loyalty to my mentor. He rejected caution and was leading us to a blasphemous war where he would become the first and most important victim. I did not want to witness his destruction and tried to force him to submit. I wanted to return to my mentor and share his fate, but the conclave found me repentant and sent me to the station Alter Templum Calixis EXT-17, where I was to atone for my previous transgressions.
Well, I don't like any of the options that I have to say here. Let's say number one, but my tone is in not one of dogmatic, like, oh, that's good. It's like, what I'm aiming for is, you acted as a loyal son of the Imperium should, like, whether that's good or bad. That's what we're gonna say.
I pray that the Omniscient grants us wisdom to overcome the dialectic differences that divide us.
Okay. So why did you go to Rykad Minoris?
I was summoned there by a message that was encrypted with the Blessed Amanat's personal code, and could be interpreted in several ways. One thing was certain. We were in danger, and I had to go to Owlcat Minoris.
So the tech priest named Abel, who is he?
Assessing his personality is difficult. The spirit of Brother Abel is different from that of most people. Tech comrades of the Cog call such persons quiet ones. He possesses significant intellect, but shuns communication. So far, I have not been able to determine why Abel summoned me to Owlcat Minoris, how he is related to the Blessed Amanat, or why he bears the same name as me. Perhaps Reverend Abel may not be fully able to actualize and interpret the available data.
What's he going to do next?
I was wrong when I assumed it was the Blessed Archmagos Amanat who assumed the guise of Abel Haneman. But there is a connection between him and the Reverend Abel, and I intend to uncover the nature of this link.
I have no more questions.
Acknowledged. I will return to ruminating on the search for the Blessed Amanat.
Alright, must take my leave.
May your labors be effective and fruitful.
Cool. Well, I'm happy that we did the conversation, but now it is time for us to at last head to somewhere new. Now, currently our only quest is to go here. Let's just go to Owlcat Minoris, which I guess means we could end the act now if we wanted. Now, obviously, we're not going to do that. There's 3 places we haven't been, but we could. Just seeing what else we got. Unidentified voidship is circling nearby stars landed on large uninhabited world, and Xavier Calixar is a powerful, mysterious figure who plays a pivotal role in the fate of the Koronus Expanse. Okay, well, don't really know too much else there, so we haven't really got anything to do other than just go somewhere. So let's go somewhere. I want to go to this one. It's got a point of interest. It's the prison planetoid. And I want to go here because we were hinted that we should go here based upon Owlcat Minoris. They said this might be a good place to go because it's basically a rebellion which is more for sport than it is for anything else. It's not like a real rebellion, right? This is why the rogue trader of the sector's cousin was sent to deal with it. On the other hand, Lord Captain, there is some commotion on the officer's deck. The Lady Navigator has left her quarters and is currently in the wardroom, where uninitiated crew members are shunning her in terror. Perhaps you should find out what brought Cassia to the deck. Okay, well, we almost made it to a new planet. Almost. We were just about close enough.
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
The Lady Navigator is engrossed in perusing the dusty tomes, which appear to have been neglected by the other officers, be it because of sloth or dullness of mind. When you walk closer, Cassia looks up at you, starts, and hides a weathered book behind her back. Okay. Let's see what we're going to say here. I see you are fond of reading.
Oh, this. I found this fascinating read on one of the shelves, and I must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse. I find it so beautiful and enrapturing.
Cassia carefully shows you the book, which turns out to be a collection of works by the Acadian naval commander and poet, alias Quaint.
Urac 5 had a vast archive of its own, of course. Although most of the works within had to do with scholarly disciplines of some sort or another. Only in my sparse moments of respite was I allowed to escape into the pages of more embellished works.
Cassia gently brushes the dust off the cover with her thin, clawed hand. her eyes filled with longing after reminiscing about her lost home. The events that took place on Uruk 5 must have shaken you greatly. Are you well?
One should not underestimate the navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain. Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders, but it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you.
Cassia's response is reserved and pointedly decorous, clearly intended to create a distance between you. Are you satisfied with your new attendants?
Your servants are somewhat sluggish when it comes to attending a noblewoman of the Navis nobility, but they are quite tolerable. Thank you for your concern.
Cassia cringes ever so slightly at just the adornment on her forehead, then awkwardly hides her clawed fingers in the folds of her clothes. The natural appearance of navigators often becomes a topic of gossip among lowly servants and officers alike. It's clear she does not feel comfortable aboard a ship teeming with new people. I hope you have had ample time to calm yourself and your powers.
There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted with such a reaction, I could have found their behavior and your question just now insulting. Lord Captain, would you kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions? Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying. You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I. I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself.
Okay. Let's see what we're gonna say here. I think 2 seems good. You have nothing to apologize for. Human emotions are natural, be they good or bad. It's just as natural to share them with others.
Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station, of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of Uruk 5. So why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here? At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but my delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
Okay, well, I don't really want to say 1 or 2 here. I feel like this is definitely an inappropriate conversation to have those answers in. Okay, 3 is just mean. So we're on 4, which is, I understand what you're going through. 5, I'm not in the habit of finding amusement at the expense of my people. Or 6, I must return to my duties. Let's go with 4. I understand what you're going through. My own life was turned upside down not too long ago. I think that seems reasonable.
Indeed. I did not know. That is to say, I could not have known, as it is the first time we are speaking in a circumstance so private. My word, when I found this place, it was so full of officers. Why did they all leave?
Okay, the options 1 and 2 again, these are it seems fairly inappropriate for the type of way this conversation started. I'm going to say perhaps my people did not wish to disturb you.
Or because my presence offends them. Then I must take my leave as well. I am due to inspect the Sanctum Navis after the communion ritual and prepare the chamber for the upcoming warp jump. Thank you for your company.
Alright, goodbye. Yeah, to me it just seems very odd, especially as they call her the child, right? And she is very naive. It's just like, these seem like very inappropriate things for us to be saying to her. How do I leave? So I can leave here. I know what this room is. This is the room that we had a fight in. I was just trying to figure out if there was any loot in it. I don't think there is. I think this room is just a room. Now, yeah, because all the loot we would have gotten the first pass. Okay, cool. Right, let's leave. Right. Anyway. Let's head out here. And then we're gonna move on to the next planet. In theory. Possibly. We'll see. All is well on the bridge? Well, thank you. We've only been gone 10 minutes. I'd be worried if it was like, all has gone to absolute hell on the bridge, Lord Captain. Or whatever her title is. I think it's Lord Captain, isn't it? Anyway, let's land on the prison planetoid. Now, who are we taking here? Now we have a choice. Abelard seems right. I think this is fine. I don't think we take Cassia. This doesn't seem like the kind of situation that we're taking Cassia for. Yeah. I don't think this is going to be a commerce opportunity. This is more of a go here, put down the rebellion and leave opportunity. Maybe. We'll see. Right. Didn't get shot at. Nobody immediately trying to kill us. What is this? Did we just land somewhere normally? It's crazy. Loot? Have that. Okay. Pilot
Attention to detail is the key to success.
What did we see? Oh, a trap to disarm. Come in, escort. This is Captain Vicari. Escort, please, come in. The pale young woman looks at you with a mixture of hope and disbelief swirling in her eyes. You notice her hands are trembling as she clutches her weapon. Who are you? Did you come from the planet? Are you reinforcements? Saint's teeth, I thought you'd never come. Abelard teach this riffraff the proper way of addressing her sovereign? No, let's not do that. Let's just say, what happened here? There's been a prison riot on the planetoid. Sadly, it's been led by the prison warden himself, the Honourable Anathagon Casteglia. He has allied himself with the rabble he himself was supposed to watch and declared Rykad Philia to be independent of the authority of this system's lawful governor. I came here as a shuttle pilot, alongside the Honourable Evane Winterscale, son of Caligos Winterscale, rogue trader, vanquisher of Xenos, forever triumphant in over the enemies of humanity. She details, enunciating every word of her overlord's title. Young Lord Winterscale wished to speak to the warden personally, so he could put an end to his lawless treason. He and his escort went ahead and she grows paler. I haven't been able to contact them over the Vox for a very long time now. The warden himself is spearheading the riot. Yes. Ooh, they now have our quest. She bites her lip. No one expected this. Master Casteglia is a nobleman from a respected governor house, and a vassal to House Winterscale. All of a sudden he proclaimed that Rykadi Philia was now his personal domain, and that the prisoners were his subjects, and he would never bow to anyone again. It's pure heresy. And I take it they're looking forward to a diet of sand and gravel. What kind of madman would start a revolt on a barren rock? Well noted. Either the warden has allies willing to supply him with resources, or he is insane. Granted, there is a third explanation. He does not intend to leave this world alive. Okay. Why would the young Winterscale have felt the need to parley with the dissidents? She sighs quietly. It's a personal matter. Master Castiglia, the sedacious warden, is Lord Yvain's childhood friend. When my lord heard of the riot, the news saddened him greatly, so he rushed here without delay, in hopes of bringing his old friend to his senses, no doubt. The first winter scale in my memory prefers to talk first rather than shoot and slash. She smiles faintly. Young Lord Winterscale is not in his father's shadow. If he is determined to save his friend, he won't back down. I pray to the throne that he's alive and well. He's been gone such a long time, and I really don't like this place. Okay. Is this prison riot connected to the planetary rebellion? It seems more likely that Warden Castiglia learned about the rebellion on Rykad Minoris and decided to use the situation to his advantage. I can't say for certain. Perhaps no one can. Governor Medina has always preferred to shoot rebels rather than inquire about their motives and connections. Anything else I should be apprised of before I set out? Some of the rebels have holed up in the barracks. I don't know how many, but given this is the only way through to where negotiations are taking place, I would expect heavy resistance. Please take caution, your lordship. Lord Winterscale's guards mind the entrance so the rebels wouldn't get to the shuttle. Tell me about this planetoid. The only settlement on Rykadi Philia is a penal colony. The prisoners work the mines and the domed quarries. They mine sulfur, creme dust, and sand, which is then melted down. A rather nondescript place, or it was prior to the current events. Alright, I have no more questions. You may excuse yourself, pilot. The woman freezes for a moment before asking hesitantly, Your lordship, may I have a minute of your time? I wouldn't have dared to trouble you with a personal matter, but the situation... In any case, have you been to the capital of Rykad Minoris yet? I wanted to ask if you saw a man there, a communications officer by the name of Jaspar. We did. Wow, you may name your firstborn after me or whatever it is commoners do to thank their heroes. You need not worry, Jaspar is alive. She lets out a long sigh. You can see relief gleaming in her eyes. You can't imagine how much I needed to hear that. Thank you. She bows. You can tell by the desperation in her eyes that she is exhausted, frightened, and wishes to be off this planetoid as soon as possible. Alright, well let's disable the trap to start with.
Never doubt me.
Now that symbol is a little worrying, because... Is that not like a... I mean, if it's not a chaos symbol, it's definitely very close to a chaos symbol. Okay. The guard post has been vacant for a long time. There is a layer of dust on every surface. Okay. Build a bridge. Now that's going to be really difficult. I bet you have to do it from the other side. I was thinking, build a bridge from this side. That's not going to happen. Yeah, they are thoroughly dead. To the barracks. Hello?
What's a peculiar thing?
Observation report on Henrix Van Kalos. The unit's professional skills make him a suitable candidate for data interrogator servo skull conversion. I am proposing...
I will have to decline your generous offer, Magos. I would rather keep serving the Golden Throne with my full complement of limbs.
Okay, fair enough.
Rise to the top.
What we got
get
here?
left in the dust.
The remains of a meal, one far too lavish for even a hive world, let alone a prison colony. Long string of names extends behind the heading Top Quarry Workers of the Cycle. Okay, Argenta?
I woke up with a feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming nearby.
Okay, that's a lot that you're saying
was
here. I really
saved
just
from
need you
death.
to disable the trap.
1,000 heretics were burning alive, begging and sobbing and howling.
And now this one?
The Emperor favors me today.
Right. What's this? Scraps of typical prison food repulsive to the senses.
I always keep my options open.
Goods? Ooh, okay. Prison Diary of Aitai Shan, Part 1. Grog shit, why me? Why, I missed my tithe payment 12 years ago. 12 years! The inspector's right got lost somewhere in the bowels of the planetary ministratum, and was lying there this whole time, but they made sure to remember to tack on the fines every month. By the time they found the blasted paper and finally informed me, the total sum was so obscene it would take 3 generations of my descendants, if I had any, to pay it off. My fate was sealed. Trial, sentence, prison. All because some daft rotter who shoved my paper in the wrong box. To be fair, I think I got off pretty easy. My bed in the barracks is about as hard as that slab of concrete I've got at home. Working in the quarry ain't much tougher than my old job, and the rules take me. That old sod that governs Rykad Minoris is a bloody sadist by comparison. It's a strange old place. I haven't been beaten once yet. The guards bark orders all the time, but they never hit us. They also got this kind of inner circle of special chosen prisoners. The optimatum, they call it. If you can get in, Emperor's my witness, you get an actual day off. They let you out your cell and into the yard in the big barracks. And I tell you what, they let you rest there and you feed you better than whatever swill they're giving us in the canteen. They told me it's to improve our motivation and all that, to foster stronger desire to reform and become worthy servants of the Imperium once more. But I know it for what it is. Just a club for the Warden's favourites. The same story as everywhere else. Suck up to the people in power and get some swanky perks. They say the whole thing was the Warden's idea. Funny man, our Warden. Looks more noble than nobility itself. Tall, groomed, teeth even, eyes burning, boots so polished that you can see yourself when you move 'em to lick 'em. But that nutter doesn't much want people licking his boots. He walks around looking like he's deep in thought, alright? You have a couple of guards at his side and he sometimes, if you can believe it, talks to prisoners. What's your name? He asks them all quiet like. Why were you condemned? Do you feel remorse? He never even yells at no one. Never gives orders to have him flogged. Instead he doles rewards out to the special ones. Keeps telling us things like how we should strive to make society believe in us again. Aha, whatever you say, Master Warden. Starting tomorrow, I'll be trying to join these optimates of yours. I'm stuck in here till the day I die, and that means no return to society for me. With the Emperor's help, I might just join the ranks of the local elite. Alright. Interesting. So the Warden's kind of weird to start with. Like, very forgiving for a Warden of this universe. Venerable Optimates, the best among us. This list is faded and the names are barely legible. Who? Hello?
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
Oh, that is a lot. Okay. I've been ambushed. Well, we can't move, so let's go. Argenta. Here. Other weapon. Shoot. Go.
Guided by faith.
Reload for free.
This is unacceptable.
Run and gun.
Doubt is for the weak.
Shoot.
None can escape the
Nice.
Emperor's judgment.
I should have done this earlier, but whatever. Raise our resolve. We could then dash if I wanted to get to better cover. Might be worth it here, actually.
I will not.
There we go. Just so that someone else can get in there, then we'll do a reload. That's fine. Can they head through here? Oh, they 100% can head through here, huh?
I've faced worse than this.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay. What's that buff you have on you here? Horde of Thugs. At the start of turn, this creature gains +5 to weapon skill and ballistic skill for each ally. Okay, I understand. Get in here. Attack.
Running binaric override.
Okay. Then shoot this one. Well, that's not good. Let's increase your cover efficiency, just based on where you are. What's the other thing that you have on you here? Oh, corpus conversion, of course. That's fine.
Martyrdom is arrived.
That's just rude. Okay, they're running in. That's fine. Oh! It's not on? Okay. Get here. Take a shot,
Don't
kill
let
one.
your guard down. Your end was inevitable.
Right. Increase cover
It's
efficiency.
as good as done.
And then I guess like just mark one for extra point. I can't even see any. I guess this one. There we go. Could have increased damage, I guess, with joint analysis, but whatever. Heinrichs. Can't really get anywhere. So maybe go here. Followed by a little word of the Emperor. There we go. Little shield of the Emperor.
Lord Captain.
And then a little buff onto Abelard.
I won't object to it.
Nice. Here. Stack some negatives. Okay. Shoot.
Will do. Be gone.
That was nice. Yeah, good. Abelard. In here. Charge. In here. Charge. There we go.
Reduced to dust.
Nice. Could give ourselves extra movement and go in, but I have a better plan. Argenta, head here. Fire.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Who even taught you to fight like this?
Okay, Revel and Slaughter.
I'll
Run
do
and
it.
gun. Take a shot at this
As
one.
the Emperor commands, I act. Eradicated.
Nice.
Power
Firearm
resides in the will
mastery.
of the righteous.
Okay. Shoot.
Doubt is for the weak. Each strike is a prayer.
Right. In turn. This guy runs out here. You gonna chuck a grenade? Oh no, you're just gonna die, huh? Alright.
Advancing.
Hit him. Right. Some more of these.
Spiritual prognosis is favorable.
You have any armor? Oh, you do. Well, not anymore. There we go. Out here. Buff. Shoot. There we go. Straightforward, simple. Good. Starting to actually feel like in a combat we know what we're doing and it works, which is a good feeling to have. Don't need that. Don't need that. Serrated knife. Alright, don't need that. Cool. Right, what have we got over here? Some goods in the corner. Yeah, we'll have those. Right. Inspect the poster.
That wasn't so difficult.
The grease-stained edges of the poster detach ever so slightly. It appears as if it was frequently removed and rehung. Cages have been placed in plain view of the beds. Inside are traces of blood and excrement. Your courage, devotion, faith will bend us to victory. Okay. It's fine.
Always keep your
Goods.
eye on the prize.
Second part of the diary. Ha ha ha, I swear the Emperor hasn't forsaken me. Guess who just came down the shuttle gangway among the fresh batch of prisoners? Cleanse sin, throne damned Willia. Former administratum clerk. No, the clerk, the very same scum who'd lost the right about the missing payment. He's the reason I'm in this hole. Don't know what they threw him in for, but I've never felt better in my life. He's not just behind the same bars as me, he's fresh meat, and I'm a venerable optimate respected by everyone in the colony. The warden just came up with a new improvement. From now on, anyone who underperforms, misbehaves, or causes trouble any other way is to be punished by the community, specifically by the local best and brightest. Yours truly, the Optimates. Last two sods who failed to meet the quota were stripped naked, whipped, and thrown into cages in the big barracks. That's where they have to eat, sleep, and shit now that everyone watching. I thought to myself then, that isn't right. They've taken these punishments too far. But now, just wait, just you wait, you piece of grok shit. I'll get you for something. Those cages are calling your name. I see. Doesn't want the power, just wants the stuff, and then he has it, and he's like, well, maybe I could, abuse the power slightly. Bare beds made from metal sheets swing back and forth on rusted chains. Whoever is forced to sleep on them, it would not take much for them to fall.
Is there money to be made?
The beds here are bolted to the floor. Some have thin, torn bed sheets and even tattered pillows. Okay. Nothing else here. Let's head out this way. Okay.
Our prayers are different, but I notice similarity in our attitudes towards ministry. It unites us.
You are right. Only we know what it is to pray to our intercessor at an altar, in our struggle to protect those close to us, to be their spiritual shield.
Okay, cool.
Keep your wits about you.
Right, unlock.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Easy. So that takes us to the main level. Oh, unlock.
Operation.
I always keep my
Successful.
options open.
Oh, hello. My brethren, the dawn is nigh. The Optimates will guide us into a new existence. Okay. Yes, dear brethren. Have a taste of my steel. Oh, how I've longed for this, my dear brethren. You keep saying brethren. I don't like that. What? At the throne, normal-looking faces. We thought we were going to die in here with these nutters. The old man with a gap-toothed smile drops his weapon and holds out his hands in a placating gesture. Please don't shoot us, your nobleness. Let us speak a word. Well, this is a welcome change. Talking before shooting. Still, Lord Captain. The look of this ragtag bunch hardly inspires trust. Give me a reason not to execute you on the spot. Here's the deal. We're honest, quiet inmates. We didn't want to riot. But, well, sitting it out wasn't really an option either. The warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join the festivities, so we had to, play along. That's all it was, play. We never meant no offence to Governor Medina, nor the local authority of House Winterscale. Give us a chance, eh? We just want to wait until everything blows over, and then we can go back to our cells and quietly do the rest of our time. Pascal inquires demurely. Does the fact that this serf is presented confined and therefore has previously betrayed the trust of the Imperium servants need to be vocalized, or is it evidence to the late persons uninitiated in the sacred mysteries of logic? Repentant honest heretic, how novel. Judging by Abelard's tone, the seneschal is utterly unimpressed by the old man's ingratiating monologue. Tell me about the warden and the riot. Why soil your tongue talking about that heretic, but you insist. Here's how it is. The warden at this here prison, the Honourable Master Casteglia, was a crackpot from the start. The previous warden ran things the proper way. Prayer, 1 meal a week, work, a punch from the chompers from the guards, work again. But the new one, you know what his first decree was? He introduced lunches and dinners. By the 9 devils, that's 3 meals a day. The man was obviously stark raving mad. Things only went down the hill from there. The guard quit it with the teeth punching. The warden forbade them. Instead, the overseer started counting which prisoners were digging up more things in the quarry or swinging their pickaxes harder or whatnot. Then, would you believe it, they put together a list of the best workers. If someone on that list also showed good behaviour, that's when they get promoted to an optimate. That's the upper crust among us jailbirds. Or that was how it was at first. The warden decided it's the optimates, not the guards, who should be in charge of punishments. And that it wasn't the overseer's job to watch the prisoners work, it was the optimates. Well, let me tell you, that's when these goody two-shoes really started to shine. The guards aren't even in the same league as our dear fellows, the optimates. In the old days we had 5, maybe 10 stiff kicking it a week. Now, we were lucky if it was only 50. And it wasn't even the end of it. Warden Casteglia moved out of his chambers to live right in the quarry under the dome. I think something in his new home really scrambled his brain. He began spouting the wildest things like optimates are saints and who will behold the truth. He started taking them to the quarry. Not all of them returned. The ones who did, you wouldn't recognise them, more beast than man. They were butchering people left and right, even guards and overseers. The warden himself had armed them. That's the whole sob story. But I knew it from the moment he let us have dinners. Oh, this won't end well. Adira nods knowingly. The old codger's right. Whenever nobles start giving handouts to commoners, something always goes wrong. Neil says you look and catches herself. I mean that with all due respect, your lordship. No offence intended. If I spare you, what do I gain from it? Now, how can lowly jailbirds hope to thank your noble self? I have an inkling. You see, us here, we're, how should I put this, different from the rest of the prisoners of this place. They're all petty thieves and Rykad Minoris, debtors, gutter snipes. We're no one serious. Now, we, your nobleness, are cut from a different cloth altogether. We're fortune seekers from the void. Why don't we tell you we're on Footfall Station? You know Footfall, the only shipyard and best market on Koronus Expanse. Yes, so we're on Footfall. You can find some serious business-minded people and how you can get yourself a very special discount from them on some very special goods. What kind of very serious people? Oh, the most serious kind, your nobleness. Have you heard about the Fellowship of the Void? It's the largest pirate alliance on the Expanse. There is no leader, of course, but there are some terribly serious captains who decided that cutting each other's throats over loot was, what do you call it, counterproductive. But cutting throats up together, now that's anti-counterproductive. And well, their joint efforts have left them with an excess of spoils, so they need to dispose of them somehow. And I, your nobleness, just happen to know someone who handles such dealings on behalf of those very serious people. Heinrich tilts his head slightly to one side, listening intently. Very well, I shall spare you. Ah, it's so great to hear your nobleness, just great. Now, there's a true aristocrat, not that warden creep. Now then, your nobleness, where was I? If you're ever on Footfall Station, there's a district there, the Shadow Quarters. It's called that because it's located behind the statue of our holiest emperor. I've known folks who call it something else on account of it being behind the statue. Don't repeat their mistakes, I tell you. Reverend Hieronymus wasted no time finding and burning them all. Forgive an old man for getting distracted. So, Footfall, the Shadow Quarters, there's a bar there, built into the remains of an old ship, and that bar, in the back room, a certain Riza does her business. Tell her, Grandpa Bakval said hello. You'll be our favourite client in the blink of an eye. There we are, your nobleness. Now, we'll be going if you don't mind. Heinrich lets out a sigh of disappointment. Old Riza, the most well-known fence in Footfall. I was hoping to hear a new name. Okay. Oh. Heretical you may go. Iconoclast you will draw my crew, or dogmatic I'm gonna kill you anyway. Well, Iconoclast, I guess. I shall not leave you here to die at the hands of the warden's henchmen. Go tell my pilot that it's the Lord Captain's order that you be sent to my ship. You will join my ship's crew. You have my personal pardon as a rogue trader. Thanks. We are most grateful, your nobleness. The old man glances at you somewhat skeptically, but then smiles and leaves. Okay. Sure. That was unexpected to me too, but, it's fine. I didn't feel like taking a heretical action, so that's fine. Lumps of dust, but no trace of weapons or gear. This storage has not been used in some time. Also, is it really heretical to let them go? I mean, they said, hey, we'll kill you some information and then you, you know, you'll let us go. And we said, sure. They told us the information and we're like, no, we're recruiting you. Like, heretical is like, nah, we'll honor our deal. It's just a bit odd to me anyway. Whatever.
I better myself through my service.
We've opened this now.
Look, over there.
Ooh. Medikits, stuff, diviner's staff. Okay, cool, we'll have that. Is that something that you can use maybe? Where are we? It is, but it would give you a different ability. So it would give you the consign ability instead of lightning. What's consign? The next hit against the target will be an automatic critical. Heroic Act, the next attack against every enemy in combat will be an automatic critical. And then the other one is it triggers Perils of the Warp. Okay, interesting. Wait, does this mean this isn't... Oh, this isn't a psychic ability. This isn't a veil ability. This doesn't raise the veil. Oh! Oh yeah, 100%. Let's switch to that for now then. Yeah. Okay, and then goods. Foe hammer. It's a shotgun? Oh. You say so. And then a satured cape. Whenever the wearer uses endure, they immediately remove one of the following: burning, toxin, or bleeding. Okay. You got one on? Yeah. Okay, so it's you or you. What's your one? I think you are more likely going to need that. Let's do that. Right, quick save. Is that everything in here? It is. We have two... Wait. Oh, no, we got more stuff on the other side. Close the map. Won't let me close the map with the close map button. There we go. I was pressing escape to close the map, which does work. I just did it there. It wasn't actually closing the map. That was weird. Oh, I missed this room entirely. Lower warp.
That's how it's done.
Yeah, the symbol before you bears a familiar scent, that of the dark forces of chaos. I thought so. Chopped up slabs of flesh have been thoroughly washed of any blood. And then goods. Part 3 of the journal. I'm scared. I should have known all that charity from the warden was going to bring nothing but trouble. No noble, no matter how barmy, would pull anything of the sort, but that man... It started with the little things. The warden would come back to talk, as he did, except he used to ask us questions before. Now he's mostly gushing sermons. Some gibberish about a path to purgation, the sanctity of sacrifice, seeing with blinded eyes. I could listen. I listened and nodded. Blinded eyes? Alright, so that sounds familiar. Yes, Master Warden, of course, Master Warden. He could say whatever rubbish he wanted as long as the tasty Optimate meals kept coming, though I thought everyone else was doing the same, just nodding along to please the big man. I was wrong. After that, the people in the barracks started yapping about the purgation and the blindness too. Apparently us Optimates were no longer just the Warden's favourites. We were, the Emperor forgive me, prophets of some kind who were meant to save the rest of this sorry lot, or awaken them, or make them see some rubbish along those lines. People were now supposed to make sacrifices to Optimates. Yesterday, the sap who slept in the bed under me in my first year here cut off his damn ear and crawled on his knees towards me, handed me the ear and begged me not to forsake him when the fateful hour came. What throne am I supposed to do with an ear? Why is everyone, every single one, staring at me all the time? The warden said the time was nigh, that fate had truly great things in store for the Optimates. I went to look for my good friend Cleansen, or how my good friend Cleansen was doing. He hadn't spoken for over 3 months since I had all his top teeth ripped out. He spoke today, he looked straight at me and said, "Dead man." I kept hitting him until it hurt me. Now my fist and my feet are all bruised. Half the barracks stood there and watched and prayed. I'm scared. Ah. Okay. Ooh. Prison guard key. That's good. Severed human body parts. That's bad. Judging by the number of horrid morsels, dozens of victims were slain here.
I always have a backup plan.
Yeah, that's not good. We're going to leave out this door, I think. I mean, I know we've got this one, but this one was harder to get to, so I assume it means it's either better or it's optional.
Is there money to be made?
Which is better. Yeah, okay, this is roughly where I thought this would be. Build a bridge, which now gives us a way back without going through the barracks. And yeah, the other one's just around the corner. And now we can open this. Wonderful. Right. Well, I think this is probably a good point to end the episode. Thank you very much for watching. Wait a second. I recognize that. That's the lens. Yeah, that was... Yeah, letting them summon demons and blind people. Yeah, things have gone off the rails here. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.